Now, vote 2022. The final race of this election year is in the home stretch. Georgia voters have less than an hour to cast their ballots in the runoff to choose a senator. Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock is being challenged by Republican Herschel Walker. They each pulled in almost 2 million votes in November, but neither reached the 50% required by state law. News4JAX anchor and reporter Vic Michelucci is joining us live from Atlanta, where he's been talking with voters as the polls are preparing to close. Vic, you were in Georgia the first time Warnock and Walker were on the ballot. What are you seeing this time?
Well, Tom, not as much fanfare as we saw a month ago for the general midterm elections, but we're still seeing a lot of people coming out and voting, a lot of people excited about that process, their right of being Americans here. So you may be wondering what this is behind me. This is a historic landmark in Midtown Atlanta. This is the Fox Theater. And while there is a Broadway play here on the right side, on the left side is actually a really cool voting precinct. I went in there. They had about 500 people who had cast their ballots here at this location as of about an hour ago, and we're now in that final hour. Let's talk about across the state. We saw 1.85 million people cast their ballots early, 1.4 million expected today. That's the latest from elections officials here. Obviously, we're not going to know until the end at 7 o'clock when the polls close. Those candidates, they are pushing for those last-minute votes. The GOP's Herschel Walker, all around on his bus tour. We saw him with his supporters at a meet and greet today in Marietta. That is in the suburbs northwest of Atlanta. Now, northeast of Atlanta, in Norcross, you had Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock meeting with supporters there, canvassing for those last-minute votes as well. It seems to be the only thing that these two candidates on different ends of the political spectrum can agree on, is they want people to come out, to turn out, and to vote. We also spoke with voters who say it is so very important to go in there and cast your ballot.
The lines are shorter. That's it.
Yeah.
It makes no difference one way or the other, just the lines are shorter.
Okay.
And we had the fastest voting system in the state in our particular county, and it was fantastic.
Senate representation is especially important. It's bad enough to see some of the results for the governors, but more than ever, your body representatives, you can't sleep on this stuff, and I feel like definitely in my generation we're feeling it.
It's important to vote because just to get your word out there, to see who you want to, to lead you. I think that's an important thing to have. Use your constitutional right to let people that you want to see in that bring change.
Awesome. And we met so many great voters today all across Metro Atlanta, some in college, others as old as 87 years old, all coming out for one reason: to cast their votes for the candidate that they think is best to lead them and their state. We did check with the Secretary of State just a few minutes ago. The average wait time, if you're still coming out to vote, about 1 minute. We're live in Atlanta. I'm Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Vic, thank you. Choose News4JAX for all your election coverage needs. Tonight, we'll be watching as the votes are counted in Georgia. As we've been saying, polls close in less than an hour, and as the results come in, you will find them on news4jax.com. We'll continue to have live reports from Vic this evening, and we will have analysis on the 10 o'clock news.